It's a VGBLTPTA! I totally suck at video games, but love to play them anyway. The music in Japanese turn-based RPGs is typically really memorable and epic. The boss battles are tense and grand. The town and character themes creep up in your mind during the day. But most important is the regular battle music that you hear over and over and over again. That's the stuff I'm going to be looking at today with my top 8 Japanese RPG battle themes. Keep in mind I'm only looking at turn-based JRPGs for this, and also know I'm only pulling from games I've actually beaten. So there's probably a lot out there that I haven't even touched, and it may be your favorite. Sorry guys. But anyway, here's my top 8 with 2 honorable mentions. Battle themes from Japanese turn-based RPGs. Enjoy! Reach Out to the Truth from Persona 4 by Shoji Meguro. The opening to this one isn't bad, with the lyrics and then a good beat with a fast pace, which makes the battle seem faster. And when you spend over 100 hours on a game, the battle seeming faster is definitely a good thing. There is, however, a good reason this song is only an honorable mention and not on the top 8 list itself, and that reason is the lyrics, or rather, my mishearing of them. Check out Potato Power on YouTube for some off-the-wall lyric representations that will make you giggle, and it got me every time. But the clincher for me on this song, and why I put it on the honorable mentions list and not the actual list itself, is right about here. And once you hear it, you'll always think of it too. Yeah, it's that part of the song I remember most, versus the actual song itself. Well, that, and earlier in the song, it sounds like the singer is saying, "This steak is hot," which also makes me giggle when I hear it. Reach Out to the Truth is good on its own, don't get me wrong, especially since it has a rockin' organ solo in it, but it isn't good enough to stand in my top 8. It makes me smile, but there is better music out there. Kinda like the next one. Fighting from Final Fantasy VII by Nobuo Uematsu. Uematsu is awesome. Final Fantasy VII is a giant, iconic RPG. With those powers combined, this song had to be on my list somewhere. With Final Fantasy VII, it seems you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't, since people will complain either way if it's on favorites lists or if it doesn't make the cut. I do like this song. It has a gritty and terse opening, and then there's the harsh, kinda hopeless feel which matches the tone of the game. Oh, and the part at about 54 seconds in, where the whole thing comes together in a fist-clenching climax, is pretty sweet. But popularity and fandom make me wonder whether it deserves to be in the top 8 on its own rights, or if my opinion of it got bolstered by pretty boys with big swords. So, it goes on the honorable mentions list. That way I can show you I appreciate the song, without just putting it on the list because it's Final Fantasy VII. Next up, the actual top 8 list. Stay tuned! Battle from Chrono Trigger by Yasunori Mitsuda. And yes, I know Uematsu also helped on this soundtrack, but it was mostly Mitsuda. Okay, right away, this song lets you know it's cool with a bitchin' bass line. It is an older game, so the instrumentality isn't all that complex, but Mitsuda still manages to make it sound unique. There are times when the xylophone part is off in its own little world going crazy, and I love it. The main theme is short and simple, but that means it doesn't get bogged down or annoyingly complicated. In fact, the whole song is simple, but has parts that build on each other to keep it fresh. It doesn't detract from the action or distract you, but rather complements it as a proper battle theme should. Maybe it's nostalgia, maybe it's because Mitsuda composed it, or maybe it's because I really dig the bass line. Whatever it is, this song made it onto the list at number 8. Now let's warp through time to my number 7 pick, Epoch Away! Assault from Albert Odyssey Legend of Eldian by Naoki Kodaka. That's right, I dug out the Sega Saturn for this one. I almost forgot about this song and had another in its place, but the second I heard the opening notes to this one, I knew it had to be number 7 on the list. Despite being a fantasy-based game, this battle theme has got a heavy rock feel going for it with the guitar and drum lines. And of course, it scores major points with me for throwing the organ solo in. I remember really digging the beat to this one, and I still do after all these years. The shift from the opening darker style all of a sudden to the vibrato organ line is intriguing and fun. You could almost call it odd. Get it? Albert Odyssey? Haha. Okay, let's just move on. Stage of Death from Xenogears by Yasunori Mitsuda. I love Mitsuda, can you tell? But that's because he creates some fantastic music. The intro to the song, you know, the first 13 notes or so, is weird and really a bit off, but that just makes it more memorable and shocking when the screen shifts to a fight. For some reason, I used to tag this song's intro onto the Final Fantasy VII battle theme when I think about the song, which confused the people I talked about the songs to a lot. But it also proves I've always thought this song deserved greatness. A short and staccato beginning makes the build-up to the bridge all the more epic, and when that bridge hits, it feels like victory is all but assured as long as you just keep wailing on the enemy. I like it when a song makes me feel like I'm winning. That, with the nice orchestral style sound, lots of strings anyway, makes this song my number 6 pick. Now, let's gear up for my number 5.